What's up, guys? Anahero here. Wanted to give you a disassembly of the Kubey Coeus. This is one of my favorite knives. I recently got this version, which is the 14C28N with a stone wash, and the G10 with purple G10 also lining. Really cool knife, really fun shape on the blade. So yeah, let's get started. This is a makeshift driver that I made. I put some medical tape on there just for a little bit more grip, and you have a T8 right here on the pivot screw. So starting off, just removing that, or just loosening it up if anything. And the cool thing about Kubey is they use T8s for pretty much all their body screws, so it's really easy to go ahead and take those off, considering most other companies use T6s, which can be a hassle. Sometimes you can end up messing up your bits with the T6s, especially if they're Loctited. So I really appreciate Kubey for doing T8s on the body screw. Fortunately, the pocket clip, it is a T6, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab my Knafs driver and grab my Torx 6-bit on there. I'll actually be showing at the end of the video also my other Kubey Coeus, the original one that was released in D2, because they do have different pocket clips. They updated this one with a different pocket clip, and I'll be showing that as well. So again, really cool of Kubey updating their models, kind of making them current and upgrading the materials and all that stuff. So yeah, just removing that body or that clip from the body and trying to get all my screws. You don't want to lose those. Removing the pivot now. Another cool thing is they use a captive pivot. I'll show that in a bit right now. There is your liner, a little bit of milling on the inside. You can see that purple, really cool, that purple on the inside. Here is your blade and your bearing right there that you can see. Here's that pivot screw. It just pops right off, and as you can tell, it's a little dirty. I hadn't cleaned this one or checked it in. It was still, as it came from the box. So yeah, I am removing the stop pin there as well, and just setting that aside. Be careful with that stop pin because it can fall out through either side. Here is that captive pivot. You see the little notch right there, that goes into a G10 notch that lines up with it, and that is what makes your your captive pivot. So yeah, I really appreciate Kubey for all those little details. Again, they are one of the top tier budget knife companies in my opinion. They just put the little details in there to really give you bang for your buck when you're buying yourself a budget knife with them. I'm gonna go ahead and just clean everything off with some alcohol. That's usually what I do. Probably fast forward through this just because you don't want to see me just cleaning every single piece, but especially that blade hole, or the blade where the bearings go in the pivot. You want to clean that up to get any grime, any type of grit that's in there, just so your action can be nice and smooth. Really love this blade shape again. That's one of the things that really drew me to the Kubey Coeus. And it's great. It's great for, EDC and just all around cuts. Here I'm just pointing out the hole where the bearing goes. You just want to clean that up as well. If you have any type of like toothpick or any, thing that you can actually get in there to try and see if there's anything in there. I didn't have anything in hand, so I didn't really clean that out. I didn't see anything in there, but you just want to try and clean that out as well. Just cleaning up the bearings here. Again, I'm going to fast forward in a bit just so you don't have to see me cleaning each and every single thing, but very important to have clean bearings. And yeah, you get some dirt off of these knives even when they're brand new, so it's very important to get yourself in the habit of just checking in your knives, making sure you clean everything off, and you get the dirt and grime from the factory off, and it really helps your action. And you maintain, a little bit more consistency on making sure your things are running smoothly. All right, so yeah, I'm going to start reassembling now. Putting in that captive pivot, that KB logo. All right, start off with that side down. And then here's that liner also has some milling. You can see the purple from the back right there again. I really like that purple with black G10 that they did for this model. Here's that stop pin. Here's the Tuf-glide that I use, the oil. I'm going to just add a little bit there on the bottom of the liner to go on the bottom of the bearing. And then I add some on the other side of the bearing where I will be dropping the blade. Very simple to upkeep this knife. I recommend you guys also start off, if you've never disassembled a knife, start off with maybe a liner lock or maybe a frame lock, just because they are a bit easier to work on, and kind of get yourself comfortable with those to start off, because your axis locks and button locks are way more, not way more, but they are more difficult to work on. All right, so just putting on that, as you can tell, super fast reassembly, putting on that other scale and the pivot screw, just lining everything up, making sure everything's lined up first. I don't tighten it completely all the way down, but I tighten it enough to where it can hold down, and I can go ahead and line up the body screws. And I'm already seeing that I messed up. I'm grabbing the T6 again because I'm so used to body screws being T6. They're actually T8, so I'm gonna notice right now. I promise. Okay, there, I noticed. Wait, no, I didn't. I'm closing the blade because I don't want to cut myself. Okay, now I noticed. You see? There we go. I'm using my brain. And here is the T8 body screw. And just tightening that down. Where's the other one? There's the other one. Again, you won't know how significant it is to have T8 body screws until you disassemble knives, and just notice how much easier it is with T8s. So again, good on Kubey for doing that. All right, just tightening everything up, making sure everything is tightened as it should be. And then now I'm going to work on the pivot, just making sure that it is tightened but not too tight. And I'm going to check for action. Right there, it's too tight. So you kind of want to just, play with the pivot a bit. Make sure that you just check to see if it is obviously tight enough to where there's no blade movement, but loose enough to where the action is good. So I'm going to loosen it a bit right there. Opens up good, closes down good. Checking again just for the action, and I believe it is good. Gonna go ahead and just add the pocket clip right there. Again, this one is T6. And yeah, just tightening that down real quick. Really easy disassembly on this. Love working on liner locks like this. Really just chill and peaceful when I get time to do these things. Don't have much time, but this small time I do have, really enjoy doing these disassembly videos. All right, so yeah, checking the action. No blade play side to side, no blade play up and down, and you're good. All right, guys, and I wanted to show you guys the pocket clip also. This is the new redesigned pocket clip. As you can tell, it is canted to the side, more towards the middle. This one is more towards the left-hand side. And you definitely do feel it more when you are, squeezing down on that handle. You kind of feel it more. So again, they redesigned it to where you can have it more towards the middle, and you don't feel it as much. It is more chamfered. So this one is way more comfortable, fits more in the middle of your hand, and doesn't dig in as much. So yeah, awesome of Kubey to do that. And yeah, I love both of these knives. Great knives. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care. Later.